All right, so Jimmy Wolf, why do you think you're not GOH?
I got it here.
What was the question?
Why do you think you're not GOH? I'm just saying.
Why?
Yeah, why? I mean,
I don't.
you've been around the fandom. I mean, you go to all the same cons as JD.
How many cons have you been to?
I've lost count.
Is it more than 230?
So, who do you think looks kind of like John
That's what
Travolta?
Larry Dixon said.
Oh.
Yeah, you see John Travolta in him?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Probably better dancers.
Well, all right, we got another question for Denial.
Yeah, you do.
No, that was the question.
That was a commentary, not a question.
What have you ever had a song that you don't feel that you can write, but you want to more than anything else? Or what's the hardest song you've ever wrote?
That's actually a really good question.
Oh shit.
There are plenty of songs. Usually when I come up with an idea for something, I'm never really satisfied with what I can do with that idea a lot of the times. So there have been lots of songs that I've just kind of wanted to write, but haven't really been able to. And that happens quite often, but it just takes some time of thinking about it, and even putting it down and bringing it back up. So I guess the hardest song that I actually finished, I'll have to think about that for a second.
I know mine was up there.
Yours was really hard, you're right. That's right. I have a hard time with love songs because I don't like love songs that are really like kind of cheesy and vague and boring and sappy. So the challenge for me, if I'm going to write a love song, is to write a song that, one, is actually true, two, doesn't try to sugarcoat everything, three, follows my own guidelines for writing lyrics, which is like, it lacks cliches, it lacks all the kind of easy ways out.
Can't
stuff
use
like that.
2 words with 6 letters in a row.
Oh no, that doesn't matter. But I always wanted to write him a song, and it took me like 4 years to actually get it out because I wanted to do something that he would like. So what happened was I got a commission for a love song, and I thought, okay. And I took what they gave me to write it, and I thought, okay, if I can do this for someone else, I need to be able to do it for myself. So I finally buckled down and actually got it done. And it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Ask him a question.
I'm sure it was hard to do also because you had to go outside of your comfort zone and do an industrial song.
Yeah, I don't know very much about industrial music. So what I do, and I do this a lot actually, I get requests for songs that I don't know much about, or styles that I don't know much about, so I have to just listen to them and try to pick out key things. Luckily, he listens to industrial almost all the time, so I can just, whenever he's around and playing music, I can just pay attention. So that's how I did that.
So I got a question for Buddy.
Okay.
Buddy, so what's your process to creating a character and bringing it to life?
Just have an accident.
No, we're not talking about
I should drink a lot and drive.
Definitely not that.
Dog.
Definitely don't do that. A good way to think about creation of a character is think about some of your common archetypes. You have your like cheesy, happy, hyper-go-lucky. You have your evil characters. You have your sly characters. Your science-seeking ones. You have people who are suave and pompous. Think about all of those things that are just over-sensualized within TV, and then just try to embody that within a character. Think about the body motions that go along with it. Think about what the character's past might be that might influence it as well as you go deeper and deeper into the character. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, just think of archetypes and people will automatically be able to associate with that. If you just kind of walk around going willy-nilly, people won't know what you're supposed to be. But if you're something quite obvious, then people are going to immediately make that connection. Yep.
Alright. Anyone got a question in the audience?
I got a random question.
Brando.
There we go.
Is it for Jimmy Wolf?
No, it's for you.
Okay.
Alright, here's a random question. What happens when you and former guest of honor
Zoop, Wolf is in the same vicinity as each other? What's the antics that goes on?
Accidents. That's my story. I'm going to stick with it. I don't know. What kind of answer are you looking for? We love suiting around with each other. He's pretty quiet about it.
Like,
so.
say, some people like Cake Wolf will beat up Zoop or pretend to beat him up. What happens with you? Because, I mean, you're both equally punchable, I guess.
That was the best adjective
Wow.
I've ever heard.
So you're punchable.
I am punchable. Apparently,
GOH.
I know what's going to happen at putting on a steak tomorrow.
Hide in my room.
Yeah. He runs away. Yep, he does that.
I'm just going to say Buddy
does run
knows
away,
Kung Fu.
actually, is probably the most accurate statement. Yep. But I chased after him, and he's not as fast as I am.
Buddy knows Kung Fu.
For Buddy. Hey, I live with him. Would you say that the character of Buddy is a facet of your own persona or a completely made-up character?
Completely made-up character. Yep. Absolutely.
So there's no part of your real person that Buddy is like.
No part of him is happy and light.
Are you saying your
I am a
soul's dark?
CPA in real life. Let's think about that.
I mean, seriously, for myself, like my first two characters are kind of like Rip Girl. You know, that's kind of the mischievous, fun-loving side of myself. But Buddy has no real connection to you.
I always dislike this question. So, whenever I think about the creation of a character, yes, it can help a lot to be able to pull from your own experiences to help enhance the character a lot. And sometimes you can create characters from scratch. So I'm sure people who play genuinely evil characters hopefully are genuinely evil masterminds. So I kind of try to think about it that way, so that the character kind of has a life of its own without having to rely on me on the inside to be able to go out and do its own thing.
So what you're saying is, those people that want to play the evil characters are generally good people, but what you're saying is, you're a good person, but no, wait, you're playing good person, but you're an evil person?
I am a CPA after all.
This is season for income tax.
I know, right? Exactly. Or auditing. It's awesome.
Don't admit these things.
That's what I used to do. No, I mean, there's just parts of me that are happy and fun and wanting to. I would say the part that Buddy associates with the player is just his never-ending desire to always be good with people, like to impress them, or to be able to to be wanted and accepted by virtue of showing off what he can do.
To be the good dog.
To be a good dog.
Good dog, good dog. Come on, Husky, pat him in there. Come on. That was a good dog.
And sometimes he just tries too hard. I try not to try too hard in real life. And that's okay for him too, right? Because Buddy is a character, and like being everyone's buddy just means the world to me. So yeah.
I got you. So you people that just showed up outside here, you got a question, right? Come on.
Ask one to Jimmy Wolf.
Ask a question to the GOH.
What is this?
Ask a question to the GOHs.
What kind of question? I just walked in.
You should ask questions that.
Me neither.
Any question.
Any
It
question?
doesn't really matter.
Any question? Why is the sky blue exactly?
That's a perfect Jimmy Wolf question. Jimmy.
When did this happen?
Why was this pale?
I don't know.
I can tell you what the sky's blue, but I had a lot of beer, so I'm going to make us an answer.
Make up an answer.
Roy G. Biv. Hat bastard.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Very good.
All right.
So, come on, let's get some more questions for the GOHs up here.
Thank you.
And fake GOHs, Jimmy.
Right there. Right there.
All right, we got a question.
Buddy, what are your other characters?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good question.
Oh, there's a microphone here. Peripheral vision, not a fursuiter's strength. I have JD Puppy, and
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
he's at home right now. Yep.
Boo.
He won a dance competition a couple of weeks ago.
Who
Yep.
cares?
Woo!
That's fantastic.
Did you see it?
Person dancing is like Dancing with the Stars. I don't care.
I also had debuted Tux, the Tuxedo Cat, because at FC 2007 they had For Your Eyes Only 007. So I figured, yeah, everyone's gonna wear a tuxedo jacket. Boring. So I decided to be the tuxedo. So I built the costume for the con. He doesn't get out very much anymore. He's out of context. The following year we had the Fur East at 2008 for
Yeah,
FC.
whatever happened to that suit?
It jumped in a pool, remember? So on the website they had this little food dog that was on the navigation bar, and one of the things was him scratching his ear. And that was one thing that I would do in JD. And so I figured, oh, I'll just make that suit too. So I did. And so I made a food dog, and it jumped in the pool, and it's still intact. I still have the costume.
I've never seen it since.
He's also very out of context. So, yeah. I used to have Bolt the Super Dog, which came out FC 2009, which I made after Bolt came out in 2008. But don't tell Disney Pixar that. So, and it now belongs to Jimmy Wolf. Yay!
So, Jimmy, did you bring Bolt the Super Dog? Because that's all we really want to see.
No, I didn't bring him.
What suit did you bring?
This is why you're not GOH!
What suit did you bring in front of GOH?
I didn't bring any suits.
Alright, so do you have any questions for Husky in Denial or
someone in the back?
No?
Someone in the back.
Alright.
Having listened to your tunes, I feel like this fast style, like Philly type of rap is really different. I really feel like you reinvented the flow. You really, the way it hits onto different beats is just, you don't find it anywhere else. And especially at the speed and the number of syllables you cram into each beat, it's insane. So when you started doing this, I imagine that you were very bad at it, or at least I hope you weren't just born. I hope you weren't just born good at it to make me feel bad. Like, when did you first start it, and where did you get the influence to do that, and like, how did it go the first couple of times?
Okay, that's a pretty cool question. When I was little, you know, my favorite. I grew up in Memphis, so I listened to rap when I was small. And I like, my favorite were the ones that went really fast. So I've always liked that. When I got into college, I started listening to stuff like Bus Driver, who is a kind of a abstract artist, or abstract rapper from LA, I guess. And so I started listening to that enough that I could understand what he was saying. If you listen to stuff like that enough, you start actually picking up on what they're saying. Which makes it easier to talk that fast. I actually hadn't considered it until a friend of mine made a beat, and I said, that's awesome, I kind of want it to have words. So I made up words, and practiced it for a little bit, and then recorded it. I was like, that actually went really well. So I think I'm going to try that again. So basically, I just, you know... Thank you.
That was his commentary.
You know, I just had those influences, and I also just tried to, you know, not to let them influence me, but not steal what they're doing. And so, I don't know. I try not to also follow a really major form. Most of what I'm trying to do is to create alliteration throughout. So my meters are kind of weird because of that, but it turns out to sound pretty cool, in my opinion. So, yeah, and then, you know, otherwise it's just practicing what I wrote down, which took actually a lot of time to be able to do that without flairing my word.